Okay, it's always a bummer when I do this, but I know people like hearing it, so I will do another one of these segments. I've mentioned before that sometimes people will cancel memberships or pull Patreon funding for reasons that I find really, really depressing. And for example, there was one a few months ago where someone said, David, I love what you do. I agree with you politically. I think you're providing an extraordinarily important public service, but I am married with kids and I am not going to support your bachelor lifestyle. If you were married with kids, I would contribute to the program, which was a bummer for me because I would like the way I decide what to support is
Yeah.
on the merits of what I'm supporting rather than the circumstances, right? If there's a movie I want to see, I could say I'm not going to go and support those wealthy actors. They don't need my money. Well, hold on. If they've made a movie that I believe is worthwhile, then I will go and pay the or as it is in Boston, $16 or $17 to see that film, right? So that was really a bummer to me. And sadly, the New Year's break that we took led to a huge influx of further cancellations from people, some of which I think you'll find interesting, but to me are actually kind of concerning. A couple people canceled because they could tell from my Twitter feed that I wasn't paying attention to the political news during the vacation. Really, I'm not allowed to tune out for just a few days. I need to, even during vacation, I have to pay attention to the political news. That's not good. That's not a way to prevent burnout.
Yeah, you have to refresh and rejuvenate so you can come back in 2018 ready to go.
The other trend from a couple people was that we are taking vacation. That's the complaint. That was the complaint, right? Like, David, I'm pulling my money because a couple people did this, and it's so sad because you're taking more vacations than most people in the US get at their jobs. And you're even taking off federal holidays. And really, if you're independent media that's viewer supported, you should really be working through all that to make as much money as possible. It's so sad because I've been saying for a decade on the program, we've got a problem with work culture in the United States. I believe more in the Scandinavian and European model where it's really important to take vacation. And what basically these people were saying is I should be a hypocrite. I should go on the show and tell you I support employers giving staff more vacation. We don't get enough, but then I should try to force my staff to work through vacations and federal holidays. How does that make any sense?
And then provided that we're going to take vacations from time to time, the end of the year is the time to do it because very few people are working too.
Whenever we do work through those periods, viewership goes way down because way fewer people are paying attention to the show.
With their families, their friends, hanging out.
It's really sad and it's disappointing. And you know what? The good thing is that most people in the audience aren't supporting us with all of these conditions, right? They're saying, hey, I believe in what you're doing and I trust that you know when you should do the show and that you'll do what it makes most sense for the show with the contributions that we send. But it really was kind of sad. And it always happens. There's always some percentage, you know, but I actually wrote back because one guy was polite in his criticism. I said, listen, I don't think contributing is right for you because we're not going to stop taking the vacations and we're not going to stop taking the federal holidays off. I think it's really important. It's important to prevent burnout. It's important because this is the philosophy I'm advocating on the show. And I would be a two-faced hypocrite if I said one thing and then I did the other in terms of staff time. So listen, we're doing what we're doing. I think most people are okay with it. And I appreciate the sustaining members that have been with us for years and years and years and don't have these micro expectations of how we're going to manage everything from vacation time to scheduling of holidays.
Yeah, we can't have a few people just take hostage of how we do things here.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly why you're not considering getting married and having kids just to please that one viewer.
That's exactly right. There was that one viewer who said, if I got married and had kids, then his money would flow in. Not going to be bullied that way. It's just not going to happen.